Hi Sprout Scouts, I'm Allison, and this is Maisie. Today, we're going to be preparing a garden bed for planting. Just like how you like to get nice and cozy with sheets and blankets in your own bed at home, plants need a nice garden bed that we will prepare here at the garden. In this episode, we are going to be talking about compost and soil. If you'd like to learn more about either of those topics, you can check out the previous 2 episodes in this adventure. But if you're all ready to start preparing this bed together, let's dig in. This is an example of a garden bed that needs some prepping before we can plant some plants in it for the new season. What would happen if we didn't prep and weed our garden beds? I feel like something like this has happened to me before. Future Allison, you've got to remember, weeds grow really fast. Oh wow, we better start weeding. Before I get started, I'm going to draw a picture of the bed in my Sprout Scout journal. This will allow me to see a great before and after picture and to see all the hard work that I've done. I'm also going to snap a picture of the bed so I can show my friends and family later all the things that I've accomplished. Also, let me know if you've seen Maisie anywhere. I have no idea where she's gone.
These are the supplies you'll need for today's activity. Depending on the state of your garden beds, you may need more or fewer tools. Garden fork, a watering can, a bucket, a scuffle or stirrup hoe, a shovel, some pruning shears, a hand trowel or fork, and some garden gloves. Before we get started, let's go get our tools. Now I'm going to get to work weeding my garden beds. I'm going to put all of my weeds into a bucket, but making sure I can put the noxious weeds and the regular weeds in 2 different places.
All right, we're all done. It looks really great. Next up, we're gonna add a layer of compost to add some nutrients to the soil. But first, I'm gonna take the basil plant that I pulled out and put it in my compost, the compost that's still cooking, and I'm gonna take all that crabgrass and those noxious weeds, and I'm gonna put them in a different place. Remember in the last few episodes when we learned about compost? We know that our bodies need vitamins and minerals, and so do our garden beds. I'm going to add some compost to my garden bed to get it ready for planting. I'm going to make sure to mix it in so the compost is spread all throughout the bed. You can use your hand tools or your hands. Let's see if our soil is ready to plant in. I'm going to grab a handful of soil. I'm going to give it a squeeze. I'm going to see if it forms a ball. We got a little bit of one. I'm going to drop it down on the soil and see what happens. If it breaks apart into lots of little pieces, or if it sticks together, that'll tell us a lot about if our soil is ready or not. Our soil isn't holding together very well. I think it probably needs a little bit of water before we're ready to put transplants and seeds in. All right, let's see how the soil's doing now. All right, I'm getting a handful. I'm squeezing it. I get a pretty good chunk holding together in my hand. I'm gonna drop it down on the garden bed. And it fell apart into lots of little pieces. That means there is a good amount of water in the soil, but not too much. We don't want it to clump together in a really hard ball because then the roots have no room. But this soil looks pretty ready to go. All right, so I've added my compost. I've made sure that I've got the right soil texture. Now, I'm gonna take the rest of my compost, I'm gonna fill in some other beds in my garden and get them ready to go.
When you're finished working in the garden, always put your tools back where they came from. It's time to write things down in our Sprout Scouts journal. I'm going to draw a before and after picture of my bed to remember all of the hard work that I did today. If you'd like some additional journal prompts, go ahead and pause this video and write some of these down in your Sprout Scouts journal.
Today was such a busy day. We prepped a bed for planting by weeding, watering, and mulching. Join us in our next episode where we make a snack that helps us go, grow, and glow. Want to learn more? See you there.
At the beginning of the episode, past Allison was in a very overgrown garden. This is what it looked like after a lot of hard work. Nice and tidy.
Past two videos in adventure, blah, 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 blah. Grow safely and strongly. Weird combination of words.